A lot in this press, we'll call the meeting back to order. And to the very best of my knowledge, we're on to 10.1. This is one of our simpler ones, Nova Scotia Utility and Review Board decision. And unless I read it wrong, we're doing just what we asked me to.
What is this digital mapping that we're requesting? Do we already have?
That's already been sent into, I think Jonathan sent it in not long after he did
So it's
that.
not something we have to do in addition, that's already something.
No, that's not.
So we just received that, whatever.
So we have a decision, just in case you thought.
10.2, correspondence from the Office of the Minister of Public Works regarding traffic calming policy. No, whatever.
I have one and it's come up for review.
Yeah, then we'll look at it, I'll forget it. Well, that's just for information, unless somebody wants to speak to this.
So when's the expectation we'll have it?
Or doesn't have a date on it.
I don't know,
They're pretty vague.
yeah,
I'm just looking for the letter.
it's there,
And I don't have my computer today. Is
doesn't tell you anything, it just says they have.
that the one from Kim Maslin?
Yes, yes.
I wonder if that will include the ability to have speed bumps and reduce speed limits.
Traffic calming, yeah.
That's, it's short addresses, that's all I can tell you.
They're saying it's anticipated to take place this spring, the final approval of fall.
Well, this is important because when we get all these complaints about speeding, at least we can say,
Oh, it's just the policy.
well, the problem is coming up with the policy, and hopefully it's for discussion. We can get some of the things we want in that. So,
Yeah.
this is good.
That'll be on the same policy. That'll be on the same policy. Off-highway vehicle. Sorry.
It's moving forward.
Well, that's how we're gonna calm the traffic. They keep getting
ATV's
by.
off.
Yeah, one thing we've determined, this moves very slowly, moving all this stuff.
Okay, 11.1. Corporate Strategic Management Industrial Park Development Fund.
Yeah.
Morning.
Over there.
Staff are recommending that council establish an industrial park development fund with the revenue received from the Kaiser Meadow Industrial Park as the source of the funds held in a reserve. So right now, there's no current policy that allocates industrial park revenue to any particular use. So when we do receive revenue, like the recent sales in January, that goes into the annual operating deficit or surplus for that particular year. So establishing a reserve fund would ensure a dedicated source of funding for further development of the industrial park in the future. If the fund is not established, the funds will continue to go into the general operating and we would have to determine another source of funds. Staff further recommend that the revenue received from the recent sale of 4 acres at 59 Rainbow Drive, which was $80,000, be included as the initial funding into the reserve fund.
I think that's an excellent idea.
Yeah, I don't have any issue.
I don't have any problem with either, but can you give them the samples of what you're gonna use the money for? I get some good ideas, but you have a particular purpose.
Well, things like road upgrades would be the first thing that comes to mind. It could be signage, anything that goes into.
Or services, other services.
We intend on
Yeah.
using the money as we get it, but we're not just gonna put it in the bank.
Sure.
No, we'd be using it, yes.
Or she'll come in with some kind of-
Well, I
Yes.
know, but sometimes we build the fund up, I just want the intention is to use it as we move forward.
Yes, that is the intent.
So do we, I'm show some ignorance here now on this. Do we have a policy on future use and development of that site? Is that what you're talking about?
Policy, we have a plan. It's not
Yeah.
policy.
There would be a policy tied to the reserve fund. So the spend, like what the money would be spent for, that would be the policy. But in terms of the overall site, there's no policy, no, just the plan for development.
Okay, we have a plan for development.
Yes, so right now staff are working on a more detailed concept plan in-house that we're gonna be bringing forward to council. So that would be the layout of the park.
And that would help to justify some of this spending over the fund.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's good. I talked to some people who are sort of had some interest in locating this sort of like in general. And they were just telling me about other parks that have more services than we have, so
Yes.
why would they come here if we don't have services that they can get elsewhere?
Yeah.
And I'm not familiar with this site, I'm not familiar with what the long-term plans are going to be. So when you come back, I guess I'd like to see that plan at some point, just for my own education.
Sure, yeah, we can, there's an investment attraction plan as part of it as well, in terms of how we're promoting it and why someone would pick
Yeah,
Kaiser Meadow over other sites.
yeah.
I can bring that back to council, yeah.
Or everybody else is probably familiar with it.
And it's on investchester.ca. It's all on that website too.
I don't go there often.
No, you'd have to go to his house. Turn that on.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, look forward to getting more information.
Yeah.
So the recommendation is to direct staff to develop an industrial park development fund policy.
Which would include the 87 from the initial sale. is what it does.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
Discussion, all those in favor, opposed, motion is carried.
There you go.
Thank you. The next one is mine too.
Yeah, 11.2, information, economic development sponsorship update, oh yes.
Yeah, it's just a memo for information for council as part of the policy. Every time we give out a sponsorship, we come to council to just let you know. So more recent, the first sponsorship for this fiscal year is a Golf for Charity event, which we have sponsored in the last number of years for $100. And I have the poster for that event as well as attached. So if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, it's just for your information.
There are no questions.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very much.
Okay. Well, I believe. I'm on to district grants. District 1, Hansel Grant, Ocean Swells Community Association, $1,950. Any questions?
Is this from last year's budget?
Yeah, I just was late getting, I think I lost in the paperwork.
It was late getting in, that's a little bit of an issue.
It's late getting to council. They had it.
They had it,
Oh, okay,
they
that's
had it in
good.
by the deadline.
Are you like the police here, the grant police?
No, it happened to me, so I just being a little bit of a
Oh,
stickler.
boy, you're pretty touchy.
No, it's just to be fair, I'm all in support of them, not about,
Good job.
absolutely, you
It
could
was
always.
our fault that she didn't make it to the table, not hers.
Make it a motion.
Yeah, so I hope that, so I guess I'll move that we, you got me all.
Move to
You
it.
know what, I'll second it.
Great, thank you.
Any discussion, all those in favor, opposed, motion is carried. Now, the next one is a fairly, well, usually, this is for the, they want us, every district to give them a little bit of money for the graduation ceremonies.
Why not? I'll move that we approve that.
Second,
Second,
discussion,
What's the little amount, and put a number to it, please?
$300
it's $300 each
each
district.
district.
I think for the record, I think it's good to have done.
Moved and seconded, discussion, all those in favor, opposed, motion is carried. Okay, I think I'm on to stuff right there, yeah. Which is only one little item, that's the Western Shore District request for
Money.
money. What, sorry,
Excuse me. Good morning, council. Thank you for putting this on the agenda. It was rather time sensitive, so. So we received a request from the fire commissioners for the protection of Western Shore and District for guarantee of loan in the amount of $155,500 for the purpose of the acquisition of a fire apparatus. Firefighter pumper truck. As a background, they're under the Rural Fire District Act, so I'm making reference to section 38, which allows the commissioners to borrow or raise by way of loan on the credit of the commissioners for firefighter apparatus. And also make reference to the Municipal Government Act, which allows the municipality may grant or lend money to guarantee a loan for the registered fire department. So the recommendation is that municipal council approve the guarantee resolution to guarantee a loan of $155,500 for the Western Shore Fire Commission for the purchase of the firefighting pumper truck, and hereby authorize the execution of the guarantee of resolution.
Sound very clear.
I'll make that motion, and I was actually to the meeting where, with the commissioners meeting.
Right, in my report, I have a background that they did hold
So I'll make
a
that
ratepayers motion.
Moved and seconded, discussion on the motion. All those in favor? Opposed, motion is carried. We'll have a new fire department.
Thank you very much.
Is it brand neutral?
Yes, it is.
And the commission, yeah, the commission.
Unless I'm missing something.
Might I just ask one item on the new business? That would be the will of council?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
I'm off.
Thank you. I actually meant to slip this in under committee, nominating committee, under the committee report section under the agenda. I have a question of Sharon around Church Memorial Park. And I know there's a meeting earlier this week, and I'm gonna stick just one item, and that's, I won't veer off, and that's just the date of the AGM. I'm interested in penciling it in. I'd like to attend the AGM this year for the first time.
They are waiting for the financial reports. There's sort of not much point to having an AGM without the financials. So as soon as they get them, but, last year it was not until July.
Oh, that's fair. No, that's fine.
So as soon as I know, I will let council know.
Great.
And, the board does have a request coming into council.
Okay.
And I, don't wanna, say too much at this point, but there will be a request coming in shortly.
Okay, well, I could ask the board members, sorry, I just wanted.
Yeah, and when they know, as long as you let us know that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. they don't-
Great, thank you very much.
Anything else before we call for a motion to adjourn?
Motion to disband for the day.
I'll let it work. We have a seconder.
Second to disband.
I don't support motion to disband.
I'm gonna have it in the minutes that this is to adjourn.
That amendment, I will support it.